This is the KRMG Afternoon News with Skylar Cooper.
Go ahead, give it to me.
5:06 here on the KRMG Afternoon News, and being Tuesday, that means it's time for the BA Breakdown. This time every Tuesday, we go to Broken Arrow City Manager Michael Spurgeon live, and we get all kinds of cool updates on the city, and we've got a big one today. Michael joins us live. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, Skylar, how are you doing, my friend? Great to be with you.
Doing good. I appreciate you joining us today. I understand you're in a pretty important meeting right now, but you've stepped out just to talk to me, and boy, I'm honored. So let's get right into it here. That meeting is
Sure.
the budget workshop with the Broken Arrow City Council, so it's their first chance, I understand, to see the proposed budget for the next fiscal year, and it's almost $500 million. Can you tell us a little bit about this budget proposal and what it might mean for Broken Arrow's future? Is there some new forward-looking stuff in there?
Well, I'll just say this, Skylar. This is the budget workshop is probably one of the most important meetings that the council members hold each year when they get a chance to take a look at the proposed spending plan for the coming year. And I couldn't be more excited to be presenting this year budget. I mean, obviously, a $490 million budget. It consists of operations, capital, and then a payment of our debt service. We're going to continue, most importantly, to focus on the 6 top priorities that we have to maintain the great quality of life in our community, which real quick is always make sure we got our communities a safe city, focus on economic development, innovative municipal government operations, communications, transparency. All of those things are basically going to be the top priorities we're going to have for this year.
Looking through some of the examples for some of the projects on the list, including improvements there at Washington and County Line. And I know we've talked a lot about road work, and you told us last week about a big one happening out further east. But is that a particularly bad area? Is it why it's being focused on so quickly here?
Actually, that area has got some challenges when it comes to capacity and the backing up of cars that are basically utilizing that area. And so we did some traffic counts, and it warrants having the intersection upgraded there. Plus, we're going to be actually doing the road on Washington from County Line back to Lynn Lane. And so this will be the first part of that. I mean, this budget is once again full of projects that are been approved either by the voters in the general obligation bond package or what we're proposing to actually borrow from the Oklahoma Water Resources Board to continue to maintain and upgrade our water and sewer systems. But I just want to assure the voters that we have estimated all of our expenses and our revenues. We have a solid fund balance in order to ensure that should there be something unforeseen, like we know can happen in Oklahoma with the weather, for example, that we could weather any, no pun intended, any downturn or anything unforeseen, with the budget. But really, I'm excited mainly because we're going to continue to provide great services to our citizens with this budget. And for me, probably the most important highlight would be is that we've got a solid plan for all of these 6 priorities and how we're going to actually work that plan. And tomorrow, the residents will be able to get online on our website, and they'll be able to see the actual executive summary, which I prepare every year, along with the actual budget, where the proposed dollars could be spent if council approves the budget next month, and just try to be as transparent as possible about where the money comes from, as well as how we propose to spend the money for the upcoming fiscal year.
We're talking with City Manager Michael Spurgeon from the City of Broken Arrow here on the BA Breakdown on the KRMG Afternoon News. I'm Skylar Cooper, and I see on the list proposed department budget, so each department gets its own allotted funding there. You said your first priority is safety, so let's talk a little bit about the Broken Arrow Police Department. I actually just talked with them a little bit last week about the rodeo they just held. That was a really cool event. But is there any highlights from the police side of things? People always like to know that there are potentially more officers coming in or more attention being paid to public safety.
Well, probably the most exciting thing I can share with you, besides just the day-to-day operations and continue, we have approximately 160 officers that actually patrol and provide police service for Broken Arrow, is the fact that we are going to be focusing really on the phase 2 of what we call our real-time crime prevention center. Our goal is to use technology to the biggest advantage and making sure that we utilize that by putting cameras at intersections to be able to help us deploy our resources more effectively. So that's a very top priority for us. And then we're also looking at the possibility of adding license plate readers to help us with determining if there's an issue with a vehicle within our community. And so we're trying to take advantage and enhance the operations that we provide to our community by way of technology. And that allows us to better deploy our resources as a large community. That's going to be very, very important. So I couldn't be more excited about the Chief Barry Hill's initiative to get this real-time crime center off the ground and up running later this year.
So the city council gets to look this over. You present to them. In the past years, as you've served in this position, is it generally accepted as is, or are there some changes made? What are you expecting this year?
There's always questions of the council. I mean, they actually go through, it's hundreds of pages of the total document. I anticipate the council members will want to make some changes. I don't know what those are. Every time they look at the capital improvement program, I mean, they may decide that they would like to do something a little bit differently. But overall, they understand the importance of what the administration presents, but certainly it's their budget. And I do anticipate there's always a change or two every year. I mean, we're not sure how that will go, but we'll know here in the next 2 or 3 hours about exactly what council wants to do. And then there'll be a public hearing, the first meeting on actually June 3rd this year, where I will actually present the budget along with a synopsis of what we're going to be spending those dollars on. And then the public will have a chance to comment, and then we'll look to adopt the budget later in the month of June.
A couple other things I just wanted to bring to your attention while it's timely here. Number one is Broken Arrow High School graduation tonight. I wondered if you had a message for the graduates. And also, Rooster Days is about to start. Always a big deal in BA.
Lots of things are happening in Broken Arrow. First, let me just congratulate the school board, Superintendent Perry and his entire leadership team, all of the teachers, support staff, for another amazing year. I mean, obviously, it's extremely important to acknowledge their efforts because they work so hard for our children. And just on behalf of the mayor and city council, I'd like to congratulate all the graduates and their parents for all the hard work. I mean, Broken Arrow has such an amazing school. I know it's going to be a great event tonight, and I just couldn't be happier for those kids that are graduating as they move on to the next part of their career and going to college or trade school or going to work. I mean, hopefully many of them will stay in Broken Arrow, or when they finish their education, they'll come back to our great city.
City Manager Michael Spurgeon out in Broken Arrow. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Skylar. Take care.